I want to tell you 5 of my favorite things about being self-employed, about being an entrepreneur. Hi, I'm Angel. Thanks for stopping by my channel where I aspire to inspire you to always be reaching for your greatest, most playful self. And I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I didn't even know that it was called that when I was 8, 9, and 10, selling stuff on door to door and on the side of the road. But I have been of that mindset my whole life. And when I went to business school and learned that I'm an entrepreneur, it was about the time that entrepreneurship sort of took a shift toward the more popular. So that was kind of nice for me. And so I want to share my 5 favorite things about being an entrepreneur. And number 1 favorite thing is that you get to make your own schedule. Now, that can be also a challenge because there's no end to it. And most entrepreneurs work at least twice as many hours as people who work for other people because the work is never done. There's always more, and there's not this clock in, clock out thing that most people have. So there's always more to do, and it's easy to get kind of bogged down by it. And at the same time, though, you can take, if you set your mind to it and you manage yourself well and you manage your business well, you can take the time off when you want. You don't have to ask somebody else. You can arrange it however, as long as you're making the business work, you can arrange your time however works for you. And you can take time off sometimes without asking anybody else, and you can work extra without asking anybody. You don't need anybody else's approval, and that's number 1 favorite thing about being self-employed. And my number 2 favorite thing about being self-employed is that you can dress and talk and be who you want to be, how you want to be. You don't have to. You may choose to wear a suit or wear a uniform, for the impression it gives, but it's totally up to you how you want to present yourself. So you don't have to conform to somebody else's dress code or somebody else's uniform. You get to create that for yourself, decide that for yourself. And most entrepreneurs dress a variety of ways and, have some professional and some casual attire, just like any business people. But you're not beholden to somebody else's standard when it comes to how you dress, how you speak, and how you present yourself, how you are, the human being that you are. Being self-employed, being an entrepreneur, frees you up to be whoever you want to be, look however you want to look, and talk however you want to talk. And I love that about being self-employed. Might even be my favorite thing, but these are they're not in a hierarchical, that's a tough word. They're not in order of importance. They're just 5 in the order that I thought of them just now. So number 3 favorite thing about being an entrepreneur, being self-employed, is that there's no cap, there's no limit to how much money you can make. Now, again, that can be a challenge because there's also no, you could make none. It's totally on you and a bunch of factors that you can't control. But unlike when you're working for somebody else and and you have a set wage and maybe you can get a raise at some point or ask for a raise or maybe there's bonuses, when you're working for yourself, the sky's the limit, literally, or it's beyond the sky. There's no limit, really. It's how much you want to, how innovative and how much you want to push yourself, how successful you are is mostly on you. Again, there's lots of factors you can't control, and at the same time, though, it's not capped by by anybody else. It's not capped by a business that you're working for. It's not capped by an employer. It's capped only by you and how you are interacting with the business you're running and the society that you're running it in. So that's number 3 favorite thing about being self-employed entrepreneur is no cap, no limit to your income potential. Number 4 favorite thing for me about being an entrepreneur, being self-employed, is I don't know why I keep having trouble with my number 4s. Anyhow, hang on. Oh yeah, I remember. Number 4 favorite thing for me about being an entrepreneur is pride of ownership. You get to say, like, I built that, I made that, I created that business from nothing, or I took it from something and made it something else. especially if you're employing other people and you have a successful business, which I have had and will have again. And currently I'm in transition between kind of revamping my business, redefining it, redefining myself in lots of ways. And so not employing anyone else. In fact, I'm working as an employee part-time for other people right now to fill in the economic gaps while I make that shift. But still I have that pride in like doing that myself, making it myself. I created this business myself, and this next version of my business, new and improved version, I'd be even prouder of. And I already have. You might be able to sense it in me, an innate sense of pride, just because I know how hard I work at it, and I know that it gives me the sense of creating something from nothing that I wouldn't get if I was working for somebody else, or I don't get when I work for other people. So that's number 4, favorite thing for me about being a self-employed entrepreneur. Number 5, last but not least, favorite thing about being a self-employed entrepreneur is there's no limit to that dream, to that pride of ownership, what I can create. I can change my mind if I want. I can become something different. I can evolve it. Again, I'm not stuck in this loop of somebody else's definition, somebody else's dream. It's my dream. And so as my dream evolves, so I can evolve my business instead of being stuck on working for somebody else's dream. I get to create my own and hopefully leave a legacy of what I created. So that's exciting to me. Those are my 5 favorite things right now about being a self-employed entrepreneur. Just to recap, number 1 is I don't know why I'm having such a hard time remembering. I may get these out of order. Number 1 is, I know this was number 2. Let me think. Oh yeah, now I remember. Number 1 is making your own schedule, taking the time when you want to take the time, and even though you might have to work twice as hard and twice as many hours, you get to do that around the schedule as you create it. You get to make your own schedule, make your own hours, create your own life when you're self-employed. Number 2 is getting to dress and speak and be whoever you want to be. Again, you don't have to put on a uniform to pretend to be somebody you don't want to be. You get to put on a uniform if you decide to, because it's your choice, and it's totally up to you. When you're self-employed, you get to choose. You get to make it up. You get to decide who you're going to be, how you're going to be, what you're going to look like within the confines of the body you're in right now. But in any case, that's my number 2 favorite thing. Number 3 favorite thing about being a self-employed entrepreneur is no limits to your income. When you're doing well, you can make more money. You're not limited by a salary or somebody else's limitations. It's just your limitations that are the limit. Number 4 favorite thing about being an entrepreneur is pride of ownership. Getting to create something, getting to say, I made that, I built that. That's something I love about it. And number 5, favorite thing about being a self-employed entrepreneur is I can change. I can change my mind. I can change my dream. I can evolve along with my dream's evolution, and I'm not held back by to the standard of other people's dreams or other people's limitations. Again, I'm only held back by my own, and as I expand as a person, my business can expand, my dream can expand. Those are my 5 favorite things about being a self-employed entrepreneur right now. I'd love to know what your favorite thing is about your job, whether you work for somebody else or you work for yourself. If you would share in the comments, I sure would appreciate it. And as always, I hope you will subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Share this video with somebody if you know anybody who might find it entertaining or educational. As always, you can find ways to connect to me and ways to support me, like shopping in my eBay store, buying my books or music, in the description below. And until next time, I wish you peace, prosperity, love, lightheartedness, laughter, peaceful conflict resolution, effective communication